Hey y'all, we are going to be doing another live egg cutting. And for those of you just showing up, which will be all of you because I just turned this on, I am by myself today. So, you're going to have to kind of work with me a little bit. This probably won't be as long as some of our other egg cutting videos just because of the simple fact. Why are you doing this to me with their thing? There we go. That I have an appointment to keep. So I'm gonna have to get my ass out of here at a fairly reasonable time. But we do owe you one live cutting today, right? If I can get my candle lit. Pretty much don't work in reptile rooms anyway without candles. You know, it's one of those things. Alright. So today, where is my hand sanitizer? It's clear up here. Come with me, come with me, come with me. Ugh. Too much crap. Yeah, somebody said they finally caught a live and it's going to be one of our worst filmed ones because, again, I'm soloing it tonight. Well, thank you, Ava. I appreciate that. I don't know if I share that same sentiment, but I do appreciate it. So what we're working on today is going to be a lesser to a lesser and a lesser pastel. So I'm going to flip this camera around and see if I can't find a way to maybe attach it here, maybe, where you can kind of see what it is I am doing. Woohoo. There we go. That don't feel too sturdy, but we're going to see how it does. Alright. Nope, that didn't help. Now, I'm not going to be able to always see the comments because I'm going to be doing some of this. Cusco, I would absolutely love it if you did. Today is our shop meeting, so I don't have very long to do this. So I'm going to try to knock this out, slide over to Patreon and cover a few things. But what you can see so far is something that's been sliced on the egg, one that's head is out, and we're going to work on and see what we got. Oh, yeah, I love doing that. Your two favorite are streaming. Well, there's only one place to be, right? Bobbling the camera. I haven't seen it bobble too much. All right, so if I don't get to your comments, it's because I'm on the other side right now. And so I can't see them. The super chats do work, and they should stay, and I'll try to check them. So if there's something you really want to get. So obviously what we're really looking for is bells. Now last year, we hit the odds on these pretty well. All right. That is a good way to start. I don't know if you can see that. I will show each and every one of them individually before I get off of here. But that is a definite bell. So, we're 1 for 2, right? I'm going to trim this one up just a little more because I'm pretty sure I know what's in here. But I want to give you guys a better view of it. And that appears like it's going to be a little lesser. So one lesser, one bell. Okay, that's what I'm seeing there. Looking good there. So let's hope for 2 bells. Can we get 2 bells? Let's hope for all of them to be bells, right? I could use that today, to be real honest. Not been my best day ever, to be quite honest, guys. But it's all good, and there's always positives in that. And we'll talk about that more on the other show, why that is. Okay, well, there's another lesser. Possibly, as light as that is, it may end up being a lesser pastel. The reason there's 2 daddies here, too, so you guys know, is we were using our lesser pastel male, and he was breeding and wouldn't want to eat, and he started losing weight. And I always try to prioritize the snake's health. So I took him out of the breeding program because he just wasn't holding weight the way I wanted. That's another lesser. Very good flaming. So I won't call anything a lesser pastel until they're out, but I did breed both. So I subbed in a regular lesser for a big chunk of the breeding year. Then when he got back rolling and was back feeding good, we put him in a few more times. So both of them have had ample opportunity to be the dad. Obviously, if we see pastel, we'll have a good idea who the dad was. This one was trying to get out of there too. Oh, I'm having shaky hands today. Too much caffeine, maybe? That is an interesting looking snake. Let me spin this around. I know you guys probably aren't getting to see this too well, but I promise I'll go where I can see what the camera's seeing and show you each and every one too, so you'll get a chance to really get in there and kind of see what I see. Okay, that's normal. Its belly was up, so I thought maybe we had something weird going on, but nope. So far, only one all white. Let's hope for a few more all white snakes. This is probably the smallest egg in here. Oh, guys, this one's looking good. And that is an all white snake, so that makes 2 bells. Woohoo! All right. Yes, they do produce pure toffee. I can see a few comments now, so I'll get to a few of those. They had some pure toffee. I just went with the Toffino. I think the pure toffee might have already sold. I don't remember at the time. But they do produce them, and I'm sure they'll have more. I bought him last year. So, really, and again, they're a company I do trust. Okay, that's cool. Look at that. I know I said I wouldn't call him as a pastel for sure, but I'm about 99% sure that's got pastel in it. So I'm pretty, well, you guys can't see. Let me flip this around and make this a little bit better now. Okay. Okay, you get no visual albinos. On what one? So I need a visual albino het. Het can do the job. Okay, I missed part of that conversation on what all would come out 100% het albino. So if somebody asks that again, I'll be able to kind of cover that here in a second. But first, let me flip this around. Visual recessives do always show 100% het babies, but if it's talking about the Toffino and the albino, they are a little bit different. And what I mean is, because they're allelic, if I breed a Toffee to an albino, you won't make double hets. You'll actually make all visual Toffinos. So a Toffino to an albino will make 50% albinos and 50% Toffinos with no hets. All right, so now I'm going to show you what we got in this clutch. Now I'm going to have to hop off of here. This one appears to be a little lesser. And that one appears to be a little lesser. To a non-albino. No, you couldn't. They gave you good advice on that. You would get, if it's a visual albino, you'd have 100% hets and no albinos. That's exactly correct. Exactly correct. That is the one that I'm saying definitely got pastel in it. So we do know who the dad was. It's probably the lesser pastel. This one does bloody egg. I hit a vein. It's going to make this snake not as pretty right now. But that is a bell in there. It's just covered in blood. There is another, definitely lesser. There is the, I can't remember which one of these was the normal here. The small egg was the other bell. So we got definitely 2 bells, right? And there was one normal in here somewhere. Where'd you go, normal? Must have been right there. Just an odd spot in the pattern showing, but I believe that one to be a normal. 1 normal, 2 bells, at least 1 lesser pastel. So it'll be 1, 2, 1, and 3 for straight up lessers. So, yeah, we did pretty good on that one. I am pretty happy in it. So, yeah. Right. And they just kind of hit it. One of the babies had already pipped, so I go ahead and cut open. That way, if there's a twisted umbilicus, which I actually had a weird-looking umbilicus in this clutch, but it didn't... it ended up being twisted, as you can see the actual umbilical cord. And yeah, it does, doesn't it? Break the streak of so many normals. So that's why we cut. They're all ready, and if one of them couldn't get out, we give it a chance to get out. And one of the next clutches I have coming up, if this baby survives, I'd lay odds on it at under 50%. I had an egg that was fertile, and basically, you know, it's really tiny because it was a huge, huge boob egg. And so what I end up having to do is I incubated it, and I'm going to end up cutting it. But if it does have a live baby, it's going to be very, very small, one that probably couldn't get out on it on its own. So as far as where I get my frozen mice from, I make them. We don't really use that many frozens. We do feed live. It's been well documented and hated by many, but we do feed live. I feel I get a better success rate that way. And if I need frozen, because we do keep back stock of frozen, we make our own. So we also sell our own frozen here locally. So that's how we do that. All right, guys. Screw the haters. Trust me, Andrew. I don't lose much sleep over them. You know, here's the thing about people who are haters. Most of them ain't got shit better to do with their life. So they come and they comment on places, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, and they run their mouth. And, you know, yeah. Why is he cutting the snakes? Don't they bleed? The snakes don't. No. Let's be careful when we say cutting snakes. We're cutting snake eggs, okay? We're not cutting snakes. Never cut the snake. So you cut the egg to give it a place to exit if it couldn't do it on its own. Some may have an underdeveloped egg tooth. Some may be too small. There are still veins in the egg. If you hit one of the veins, they will possibly bleed. Most of them don't because a lot of the veins are already dying. The egg is dying, which is what it's supposed to do, and the baby is supposed to come out on its own. By doing this, we make sure, one, it has an exit. Two, that if there's something going on in there, we can try to work on it and get it untwisted. So, you know, that's what we do. Not everybody cuts. You don't have to cut eggs. There's a big push for people who don't cut eggs, and that's fine, man. You got to do what works best for you. And for me, I have found that this works best. I always try to cut very late, usually day 58 or after the first one pits, no earlier. That being said, because of a bad penmanship, I cut very early once this year. I want to say in the 40s, like early 40s. Don't do that. You can avoid it, but we hatched all those successfully, all of them. So yeah, it's just one of those things, you know. You don't have to for just a starter. You can do it, but you don't. It's not required, you know. And again, I always tell people, you know, don't just listen to me. You know, I'm not the end all, be all, know it all. Listen to a lot of people and then find what works best for you and your situation. So, and like I said, Matthew, I make my own. You know, that's where I get my live mice. We breed all of our own rodents. I don't buy rodents ever. Everything is breed. And yes, Brian, there will be a Patreon stream after, and that's why I'm going to get off here so I can get to that Patreon stream before I have to go to my shop meeting. So, all right, guys, here's the thing. They are going to add some gifting things, but we won't be included in that because I just read up on that, and on the badging shit that YouTube's doing, of course, you have to be 100,000 channel or more, which we're not. So, you know, I mean, if everybody wants to call their friends and make them all subscribe, we could get there. We'd love to do it. But, you know, we're not. And we won't be 100,000 channel for probably quite some time. Is Zeus worth it on Patreon? Dawson, that would be your call. You know, and here's what I would say. Honestly, Dawson, if you're interested in being a Zeus level Patreon, you know, we'd love to have you, and there are still, I believe, 6 open spots. Okay, I would say sign up, and I would say sign up at the $5 level, or even the $1 level. And billing will start here very soon because it's a new month. $5 level, it gets you into all the sales and things. And then ask the guys who are $100 supporters. Ask them why they chose to do it, why they do it, if they feel it's worth it, because they would probably be a better person to tell you yes or no than I would. Of course, I'm going to say it's great, but ask them. Honestly, ask them. You know, I want people to ask my customers. I want that to be my signature, is the people who are supporting me, why it's there. So, and yes, I like cards. I love cards. So, yeah. Anyway, I would love it to be 100K soon. All right, guys, I'm gonna hop up off of here. I love each and every one of you guys, and I will see y'all later. All right.